welcome to the next episode. We finally have a title for this, the Kramer Jackman Show. As today we have a special guest. It is the GM of the Denver Nightwings. It is BJ Armstrong. BJ, how you doing tonight or today?
I'm doing all right, Kramer. Just got home from work and hanging out, man. Glad to talk with you.
Yeah. So far, the Nightwings 6-0, finally number one in the power rankings. Honestly, I am very surprised because I remember when we first started talking, like when I haven't been drafted yet. So you're like, yeah, we're kind of a rebuilding team, but 6-0 now. That's very impressive.
Yeah, I don't think Jeremy and I expected to be 6-0. At this point, it's awesome. I'll gladly take that. But we were just focused on building a team with people in our locker room that want to, help each other out and just create an environment for everyone just to have a good time and be friendly and just just be supportive of each other. And I think we've really created that. So that was our main focus. Obviously we wanted to win, but I think what we really want to focus on was building that locker room. And not only are we 6-0, I think it's amazing that we have probably one of the best locker rooms in the league. I'd say so myself, while having such a great record.
Yeah, I totally enjoy the locker room atmosphere, how we have all these weekly stuff that we do, and it's just fun conversations we do have in there. It's honestly, it's very welcoming to me because, of course, I just came into the league this season, so I'm a fresh rookie, and it's just very fun and energetic in there, and it's just, I'm so glad I'm a Nightwing, and I will probably be a Nightwing for I will be a Nightwing for the rest of my, hopefully, SFL career.
Yeah, man, I'd love to keep you on for seasons to come. You've really brought atmosphere to this locker room along with other new players like Hiapo, man. Hiapo's really cool to talk to. Hungry Hiapo, man. And then, Matthew Lee, I love this guy. He's not afraid to come in and just, he sends me a private message. Hey, how you doing, man?
Oh yeah.
And I really like
guy.
that. It's because we've built this environment where, these players aren't afraid to talk to their owner or whatever. They I know Matthew's probably DMing Jeremy how his days is going, So I just love that communicative atmosphere that we've built, and you're definitely a good part of it. So hopefully you can stick around for a little bit longer.
Oh, there's no hopefully about it. I will be sticking around for a little bit, quite a bit longer. So we have this thing now. It's yoga. I know you've been a little bit late to the practices a little bit lately, but how much has that helped you and helped you perform in the last game against Chicago?
I don't know if you saw the that very crazy third interception towards the end there, where I had to keep the feet in bounds. I think the yoga really
the downward dog
can be
action's helping.
Yeah, man, it really attributed into really getting that diving catch while keeping the feet in. So thanks for that, Kramer. Other than that, man, I lose a lot of sleep because of you. So.
Hey, I actually haven't. I didn't actually think you'd be losing a lot of sleep. That's what happens when you go to bed at 2:00 and have to be at a 4 a.m. Practice. For yoga.
I can't help going to bed so late. I gotta play some PUBG with the squad, and my bad.
But I do want to thank you, though, for bringing me into this Nightwings organization because talking to Jeremy, at first he didn't want a kicker on his team, and you saw the potential in me. You saw my desire, I guess you want to say. You also saw my videos back in college where I was hitting 70-yard field goals. Still waiting on that here in the SFL, but time will come with that. But I just want to say thank you for that, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, I remember when Jeremy and I started kind of talking. I think we started talking about our future build for this season towards the end of last season, around when did we say? Probably like May. I think we started talking about it. Um, and I kind of floated, the idea of kicker to him, and he was hesitant, and we didn't have a kicker last season. And my first season in the SFL was with Greg Corky and the San Antonio Vaqueros, and we had a punter and a kicker that season, and we made it to the playoffs. I think we went 7-5, and then lost first round of the playoffs. But from my experience, it seemed valuable having a kicker, and Jeremy, came in and didn't want a kicker. That was fine. I was curious, to see how it was work out having that extra defensive or offensive player. Obviously, we went 3-9, so not that that's not necessarily because we didn't have a kicker, but it's so I kind of was like thinking, how can we change this build to improve next season? And I floated the idea of kicker to him. He was hesitant, but I think I finally convinced him. Found you was awesome because you're a Raiders fan.
Oh hell yeah!
So I was like, hey, Jeremy, I found this guy. I think he wants to be a kicker. Yeah, he's only been in the league for like a week, but I know he's the guy. And Jeremy's like, oh, but progression. He doesn't have enough progression in, or I think even Nicholas Warner had a friend that was already in the SFL too who wanted to be a kicker. He's like, yeah, why don't we just go with Nicholas Warner's friend? And I was like, no, but this is the guy, man.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and it was kind of heartbreaking when originally we only had one spot in the draft. One pick in the draft,
yeah.
And we just couldn't take a kicker at
4. No, you can't.
I think we were 4. Were we at 4? Okay.
Yeah.
We couldn't take a kicker then, and we were hearing these rumors that Alaska was going to pick you up later in at the end of the draft. I think they were like pick 19 or something, and or no, they won. So yeah, they would have been like pick 21. But yeah, like someone was rumored to take you, and then it came out that we were going to get a second pick, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Let's pick up Kramer. Let's steal Kramer before hopefully anyone else gets him. So. Yeah, we got lucky. So.
I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to disclose this information. I can always edit this out, but Alaska did talk to me before the draft happened about them interest in me.
Oh shoot! All right,
so
true. All right.
So yeah, that is pretty true, and I mean, I'm glad I'm glad 100% glad I was drafted because I mean you're the first person that pretty much came to me here in the SFL to be like, hey, you're a Raiders fan, I'm a Raiders fan. There's not many of us in here, so let's be friends.
Exactly, man. I've talked about the Raiders in that sports channel before, trying to defend them a little bit, and it's not met well, with other people here, but that's okay.
Just so you know, Sebastian Janikowski was drafted first round. I'm pretty sure he was pick number 29.
See, you got drafted in an earlier pick than Sebastian Janikowski. Obviously, you're going to be the better kicker.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my mindset into this. But you did mention that you did play for San Antonio, and you did have an incredible season there with 3 interceptions. Then when you went to the Nightwings in the summer season of 2018, had 8 interceptions, an increase in tackles and assists. Like from last season compared to this one, I know you started off pretty slow. But that's okay because you've made the most of it. I'm pretty sure we lead the league in deflections because the D in Denver stands for deflections. That's what I've always been telling everybody. But going from last season to this season, what was your expectations coming in towards this season? Now we're like almost at the halfway point.
Expectations were not too high. I thought we'd
just for yourself though.
For myself.
Oh yeah,
not the team. Okay. I thought it was gonna be better. Because all I did was I removed I got rid of the return specialist. So I wasn't gonna return kicks anymore, which was fine. It brought me from gold player to silver. which actually makes progressing faster. But other than that, everything else stayed the same. So I was thinking, my production on defensively would not change. So I don't know what it is. It's just getting older, I guess.
You're not getting
or
that older.
not that much older. It's only been 3 seasons, man. I feel like I've been in the league forever, but truthfully, I joined the league in January of 2018, so it's only been a little over a year. But yeah, no, yeah, it's been a slow start, like you said, but that 3 interception game against Chicago was definitely cool. But I'm just glad to see the team win, regardless of
Definitely.
how my players performing. So
We have been tabbed as one of the underrated defenses in the league, and I clearly agree. So, standing on the sideline watching it the entire time, I was jumping up and down, it's just excitement of how well our defense has been performing throughout this entire season. Our defense is right now our backbone, and it's just really good.
yeah, I mean, our defense, I think, is we might have. I think we've regressed in the sense of we're not as performing as well as last season, I guess you could say. But part of that is because we added the kicker position. I'm pretty sure we got rid of a defensive position to do that. I'd have to go back and look at last season, but that's fine because when I was watching our games last season, there were so many times that I thought we'd get to the opposing team's 40-yard line or something, 38-yard line, and we just punt it away or something. And I was thinking, those 3 points could make the difference in a game. So I thought it was important for a kicker position. So I think it's a trade-off. Losing one star player in defense to have those extra opportunities to put points on the board. You just got to find the right balance.
That's very true. I also see. I'm looking through your stat card right now. You have 2 touchdowns in your entire career, and you haven't had one yet this season, but you have one in the past 2. When do you think you'll get that opportunity to get a pick six?
It's funny because I had a pick six in the preseason
That is
game.
true. I remember that.
But that's probably.
And I also missed a field goal during the preseason.
Wonky stuff goes down in the preseason. But both my touchdowns came last season, and both were very uncommon. One of them was an interception against Alaska in the
That's always
in
good.
the prime. It was the Twitch prime time game. It was on the front page of Twitch. Cameron was calling it. Cameron Irvine.
Yeah.
And man, it was crazy because it was intercepted at like the 1 yard line. It was a 99-yard pick six, and Alaska was up, and they were about to increase their lead. I think by like 2 possessions, and that's what kept Oh wait, that was not last season. That was San Antonio. Yeah, this was 2 seasons ago. So San Antonio, San Antonio took the lead because of that, and then we ended up winning against Alaska before they went and won the SFL championship.
Wow.
But and then last season was a kick return touchdown, not even a pick six. So
Hey, you still got a touchdown. That's all that matters.
yeah, but it's whatever. I like to see the offense score touchdowns. Defense touchdowns are just a bonus.
It's like a cherry on top.
Jared McChesney, man, he's our own little beast mode.
That dude, yes, the own little beast mode. Which I actually have a beast mode jersey coming in the mail.
Wow, man.
I'm ready. I'll tell you how I got it after this. But this team right now is clicking on all cylinders. I'm gonna hopefully at some point when we do another Kramer Jackman show, get everybody in on our team into just one big cluster of a podcast. It's going to be very interesting and very fun. Probably have to do that a little bit later on in the season though. But let's transition from you finding the SFL and what you thought. Like how did you find it and what did you think about it Like, what'd you think it was when coming in?
Um, I I was I was in college at the time. I just graduated in June. So
Congratulations.
last, thank you, appreciate it. So I remember it was early January. Um, just got back to school from winter break, and school was very slow that first week. Syllabus week, no
Right.
homework. I think that quarter I only had classes Mondays and Fridays. It was
Oh,
it
that's
was the
nice.
Yeah, I was doing a senior project then, so I had so much time to allocate towards whatever I wanted, whether that was working on my senior project or not. But
Yeah.
so I remember one night I was up late. I think I was watching, like a lot of people here, Ryan Moody videos about Madden. And then I think I found a video about a All Pro Football 2K8, and someone in the comments mentioned something about the Simulation Football League. Did a Google search, just late night, 2 a.m.
Nice.
lack of sleep,
4 a.m.
and
my
I
time.
found it. Yeah, and it was perfect timing because I remember when I joined, like as soon as I joined the Discord. I think it was like on a Monday. I want to say it was when I joined the Discord. So it was like after that weekend's games were over, and that was week two. So I joined like 2 days before um they were gonna start doing the free agency.
Oh, nice.
Um, so I just worked myself up in the chat ranking in 2 days, and Greg Corky was like the only owner that responded to a message and was like, "Hey, I want to join a team. I've only been in the league for 2 days." Um, and he's like, "I got two positions, and I wanted to be a wide receiver, I think."
Mhm.
Um, he said, "I got two positions." And he said like cornerback, or I think it was like strong safety or something. I was like not thrilled, but I was like, "You're the only one to talk to me, so I'll be a cornerback." That sounds fun. And now it's really grown on me. But yeah, Greg Corky was the only one to give me a chance in the beginning, and I really appreciated that. And then not even like 3 months later, it was announced, I'm getting rid of the team. He
Oh
had a lot of
man.
he had a lot of personal stuff that was going on. I guess he's just busy in his own life. So when I found out Jeremy was buying the team, I was hesitant. I only knew of Jeremy because
You're like,
he
who is
was
this
on Van.
Jeremy Vega guy?
I know, right? I only heard the name because of Vancouver, and man, Vancouver, I'm not a fan of Vancouver, so I was
Ooh,
hesitant.
throw some shade on Vancouver right now. Hear that, Vancouver?
I mean,
We
Tom
coming for
Pepper,
you.
man, are you kidding me? Tom Pepper, you're such a. I'm not gonna throw shade right now. I love you, Tom. We've had some late night talks in the Discord before, but
Throwing some shade.
no, Tom's a cool guy. Him and his
I know.
girlfriend, they're really nice. Uh, Andy Hamilton too. He's a nice guy, and I appreciate his broadcasting. He's done a lot for the league, but just naturally, San Antonio had they were division rivals, and then Denver. Now they've been division rivals with Denver, so it's like they're the Kansas City Chiefs to me. I just despise them.
I got you.
But
I got you on that.
so yeah, I was like, oh, geez, Jeremy Vega, ugh, Vancouver. It's like Patrick Mahomes coming over to be the owner of the Raiders now. I
Oh,
don't know.
oh gosh.
Anyway,
Honestly, I wouldn't mind that. No, I'm
I
joking.
don't know, man. Mark Davis has been pretty stupid
That's
lately.
true.
But
That's very
anyway,
true.
so Jeremy's like, hey, he sent me a message. Hey, I'm the new owner. I'm just going around, messaging all the, players. I want to hopefully retain as many of the San Antonio players as possible. Um, I want you guys to, feel like, this is still a place you guys can hang out. And I just told him, I said, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna test free agency. I don't necessarily want to, be in Denver. I was just in my mind. I was like, Denver
Yeah,
Broncos.
Broncos,
Ugh.
man. Oh gosh, it was nice
Gosh.
because when I asked Jeremy what his favorite team was, I think he said it was the
Oh,
Packers. So,
Packers.
so I was
Yep.
so happy. I
Yep.
was like, hey, thank God it's not the Broncos. But what is it? McChesney is a Broncos fan.
Yeah. Well, Jared McChesney is not anything but a player, so
That's true.
that's okay.
That's very
if
true.
Jeremy promotes him to like a management position or a coach, then we're gonna be in trouble. You know. But yeah, I think I told Jeremy after a week of testing free agency that I was like, you know what, I want to stick with Josh Miller, I want to stick with Bailey Baca, I want to stick with who was on there? Who else came over? Nicholas Warner, and I think Logan Keel was even on San Antonio. It's my memory's shot, but so I told him like I'll come over on one condition that the Denver Nightwings have no affiliation with the Broncos, and as a matter of fact, we hate the Broncos. He's like, yeah, sure, okay, cool, I'm on board. So
Perfect.
yeah,
It's right there. Sign your contract. Hey, I'm going to Denver.
exactly.
Oh,
So
that's actually very
pretty much.
interesting story. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad I did because Jeremy's a great guy, and like I said, I think he's one of the best teams to be on in the league, regardless of record. We just have a great group of guys, and Jeremy is such a good guy. I'm just excited to see what he does over
Such a really
the
good
next
dude.
couple seasons. Yeah, no,
I was surprised.
him and his dog, man. He is
Oh
such a
yeah.
dog lover.
Oh, I enjoy his pictures of him and his dog, and also I'm ready for the pictures he's gonna have during the summer season as he said he goes hiking and stuff. So I'm ready to see those. His dog looks pretty
Yeah,
dope.
we just need to find him a girlfriend now.
Hey, time will come. Time will come. So let's get to know BJ a little bit closer. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. It's probably I don't know, the questions that come to my head, and then you just answer them. How does that sound?
That's fine with me.
All right. What is your favorite food, and why?
Oh gosh, steak because it's just so delicious if cooked right. I went to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse last week. I don't know if you've ever been there,
I've
but
never even heard of that.
yeah, it's just a fancy steak.
Probably a West Coast thing.
Probably, I think they're like a chain, but I don't think there's that many of them. It's really fancy. Like I had a $53 filet mignon,
Holy cow!
but that's just the steak. You have to then order sides along with it.
I'm just gonna get the steak. I'm poor.
Yeah. Well, thankfully,
I'll drink the barbecue sauce that goes with it.
Thankfully, they're taken on a business meeting, so I didn't have to pay for it. But it was delicious.
Perfect. I've actually, this is gonna sound really really weird, but I'm from Missouri and I have never had steak. I probably had like steak.
Vegetarian?
Bits. No, I'm not vegetarian. I eat meat all the time. I had cheeseburgers tonight, but I don't.
How do you not have steak? Steak's a common thing everywhere, is it not?
I have never had like a cooked on the grill steak. And
oh my
I'm
God.
trying to I keep pitching that to people
All
because
right,
I want
Kramer,
them.
you're coming out to California and getting a steak with me.
Well,
man.
there's a good chance I may move out there for work. So I mean, there's a good chance. You mentioned that you are a Raiders fan and all. Who is your favorite NFL player?
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. Derek Carr.
You don't get no flack for that. That's good.
Well, you're a Raiders
Derek.
fan, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a Raiders fan.
Even though I had an argument today that he's the. They said, yeah, Case Keenum's better than Derek Carr. And I'm like, you are an idiot, and I walked away because I didn't want to cuss the guy out.
I love Derek because he's such a leader. And he just any player you can see any player that's played on the Raiders with him or any player that's played enough times against him that they just show so much love and respect for him. You'll hear so many NFL players, regardless if they were teammates or not, say how Derek Carr is this cool dude and he's just very charitable guy. He got that big contract. He's doing good things with the money. I can't not love him. And then on top of that, he's not a bad quarterback.
No.
When you put an old Jordy Nelson in there with a first year rookie, Marcel Aitman, along with an aged Jared Cook who had a great season.
Very good
but
season.
when your top receiver is the tight end, and then you have Gizmo was injured, so then you had these. Was it the game against Kansas City? The Raiders lost because all three backs fumbled
Yeah, no,
once.
exactly. I was mad. I was
Just the,
so mad.
so and the Raiders were so close to winning that. Like they came back.
They
It
literally
was,
could have won that game.
yeah. So I can't fault. Carr is definitely better than people think, and they know that if they watch the games,
Yeah,
but they don't.
exactly.
So,
Yeah, they think,
but
oh, it's the
anyways,
Raiders.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, we
so
could talk about this for a long
we
time.
could talk about this a long time. So,
What's your favorite video game
currently or all time?
all time?
Modern Warfare 2, man.
I was
That's
gonna
just
say that as well.
that's my childhood. I played that all through high school with all my friends.
I mean, Call of Duty 4 is not too bad either. The first Modern
Well,
Warfare.
yeah, COD 4 was,
It's a classic.
what got me. I think that was the first
That's my
COD
first
I
one.
played online. I remember I played Call of Duty like 1, 2, and 3 on my GameCube, but COD 4 was the first one I played with friends online. But when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I don't know, that was just a different high school, man.
Are you a fan of the AAF?
I am.
Who's your team?
I listened to your, and I know you're a Birmingham Iron fan,
Oh, hell yes. Go Iron.
but I'm San Diego Fleet.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. They play at the old Chargers Stadium, and I'm not a Chargers fan.
Man.
But
Yeah,
their uniforms are
Qualcomm.
sick.
Yeah, okay, they got cool uniforms, first of all. I know you chose, Iron because they got those Raiders-looking uniforms, but San Diego's got a decent-looking uniforms. They're not the Chargers. You got to disassociate San Diego Fleet with the Chargers. If you actually look at the affiliations, there's a link I can send you. It shows you which NFL teams and which college teams have affiliations with which organizations.
Is this like affiliations to where like this is like a feeder for these college guys if they didn't get drafted or something go there?
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure.
Because
So like a team might have certain like first picks over those like players
yeah
on that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But the San Diego Fleet have affiliations with the Oakland Raiders.
See, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, and with Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, which is where I went to university. So
Oh, for real?
it just seemed like a good fit. I actually live close by too. I'm going to go to the game this Sunday.
Oh,
so,
nice. Don't they play Orlando? No, they
They're
don't.
playing San Antonio.
San Antonio, the Commanders. Oh yeah.
The Commanders. That's our rivalry right now because they beat us the first game of the
Season
history.
Exactly. What is something that is very interesting about you?
I'm a big Green Day fan.
Oh,
And
wow.
oh wow, really? No, you'd be surprised. There's so many people I think in the SFL who are like, "Oh, BJ Armstrong. Oh, like the Chicago Bulls." I'm like, "No." But yeah, that's obviously it's just an alias for the league that I use. But no, I'm a big Green Day fan. And I do play guitar, and I actually have my own band that I've been playing with the past few months. We actually have a show tomorrow night.
Oh, sweet.
But yeah, but it's and we don't play we actually play different music than that. But that's I like all types of music, but I've been to like I think 8 or 9 Green Day shows, and then like 2 of Billy Joe Armstrong's side projects over the past 10 years. Just something
That's
I like.
awesome. What instrument do you play?
Guitar.
Guitar.
Yeah, I've got. If anyone's listening to this and knows anything about guitars, I have a Gibson Les Paul Jr. Actually, I have 2 Gibson Les Paul Juniors. One of them is a double cut, 1991. The other one's a 2011, and those are kind of cool. And then I also have a Gibson Les Paul Special. That's kind of my main guitar at the moment, just because it has a little bit more versatility with 2 pickups. But I'll stop now with my nerd talk.
No, that's not nerd. Hey, that's your passion. It's like kind of like with me with wrestling. I'm a huge WWE fan. All the other stuff.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
My favorite wrestler, like of all time?
Yeah.
Oh, the Undertaker. Easy.
Undertaker's amazing, man.
Then behind him is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
See, I was actually a WWE fan back. Do they call it the Attitude Era?
Yeah.
Like that early, like late '90s to mid 2000s.
Yep.
I remember the Undertaker was really cool. I love come out to Limp Bizkit's
Oh,
"Rollin'."
that was man. That's the only Undertaker I didn't like was the badass Undertaker.
I thought he was kind of cool, and then back to his, scary, spooky Undertaker. I thought that's cool too. I liked all iterations
See,
of him, but and then I like Kane too. Kane's a cool
oh
character,
yeah.
but
See, I didn't start watching wrestling until 2005, and so I missed the entire Attitude Era. And I went back and watched all of it, of course, but still, man, I wish I had lived the
yeah.
moment.
One of my the two things I remember watching back then. My brother was a big Kurt Angle fan, so I remember like so vividly the Edge and Kurt Angle feud, and then like Kurt Angle shaving his head. I was like, oh my gosh!
That's where the "You Suck"
And
chant
then
started.
yeah, the "You Suck" chant. I remember after a few matches, and both times my parents are like, okay, you guys have permission to say "You suck."
Yeah.
For the event only. You can't say it at home still. I was like, okay.
Oh, that is
But
awesome.
and then I remember the WrestleMania Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle fight.
Oh,
There
that was WrestleMania
multiple angle
17.
slams, multiple F5s.
You could have actually
It was
gone
a
to that
pretty.
because I was in Seattle. You could have made
You
this.
should have gone to that. That
No,
was
no,
probably
no,
one of the
you
best.
should have gone to that because
Oh, me?
I don't live
Yeah,
close to Seattle at all.
Seattle's not close. Seattle's like,
It's closer than it is from me right now.
but my favorite wrestler though is Rikishi. I know that
All
sounds
right,
weird, but
no, that's not weird at all.
I loved Rikishi
His
as a
his
kid.
sons are the tag team champions right now on SmackDown.
Are they really? See, I haven't watched in like over 10 years, so I
Hey,
have no idea.
I recommend it. I recommend it right now.
I'll have to check it out, man.
Oh gosh, I think we are exceeding our limits to when I was trying to hold a 20-minute cap, but I don't care. This has been a great, fun podcast. And you even before this, you were like, "Hey, go easy on me on the questions. I know you do this for a living almost." And I was like, "Ah, bro, that's gonna be easy."
It was pretty easy, it's just holding conversation, I guess. So.
Exactly. But thank you so much, BJ, for coming on. This was BJ Armstrong. He is the Denver Nightwings general manager. Thanks again for coming on.
Thank you, sir, for having
It's no problem. So, as always, I've been Kramer Jackman, and when in doubt, yoga it out. Have a good night.